What's up, guys? Here are 3 incredibly simple sweeps that all kind of follow the same idea when you are in half guard. And I feel like there's so few sweeps that are consistently working for people in no-gi. This is something I've had success with at black belt, but I actually have had success with at white belt. I've done this forever. And it comes when we're playing knee shield. I tend to like to keep my knee a little bit higher. If my knee gets low, he's gonna smash and he's probably gonna leg weave anyway. And so instead, when I keep this high, it just kind of gets people to start to lean into that knee, and try to give you that pressure. I keep my upper body away. It's really important that I don't get close to him, because if I let him connect to my neck in this position, it's gonna be very, very easy for him to beat me. So if he starts to connect to my neck, I will always inside fight and keep that away from me, and then just keep my upper body away. But you'll notice most of the time, people's hand just kind of rests on your hip. What I'm gonna do is go thumbs down and just C-grip this wrist, and then I'm gonna drop my foot off. And a lot of times I do this pretty subtly. I'm like pushing him, and then, oh no, I lost my frame, and he'll go to hug my head. As soon as he does this, if he doesn't realize that his post is stopped, all I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna scoop my hips under his. Chewy calls this a hip shovel. And when I go here, it's really easy for me to off balance and sweep John. And so I'll give you a different angle of what this looks like, so you can kind of see what happens with the legs too. And so as I'm here and I'm trying to keep him away, and I get this knee high, I get his wrist, and then I drop. Oh no, John's too close to me. If I try to bridge him from here, it's really, really hard. He can kind of keep his weight sad, but I scoop my hips under his. My feet can go together, but I really don't notice that matters as much as me just keeping this inside leg hooked. And then it's very easy for me to off balance and hit that sweep. Now, the second scenario is maybe I've done this to John a little bit, or maybe he just kind of knows the sweep. And when I go to drop, he does not come to me. From here, if I try to get my hips underneath, nothing happens. His butt is on his heels right now. So what I do instead is I'm gonna go shoulder to shoulder and just start to come up. If he doesn't address this, I will literally still just keep coming up until he falls over. So naturally, he's gonna hug either armpit or he's gonna hug head. Either one is gonna work fine. I just needed him to stay close to me. Now from here we fall, I scoop my hips underneath, and I hit that exact same sweep. But what I really like about this is sometimes when we're fighting this, maybe we're kind of playing that dangerous game of letting that knee fall off. Sometimes guys just win the underhook and they start to smash you. And generally for most people, this is kind of a death sentence. And so let's say he has my head and he's nice and tight here. What I cannot let happen is me be completely flat, okay? When I do this, I lose my ability to kind of create momentum. So what I do in this is I start to try to frame on his hip and use this shoulder. Basically, I'm reaching with my hand across, and it kind of pushes his head off of my trap space, and I try to scoop, and he's gonna adjust, right? He has the control, he's gonna keep adjusting and getting closer. So I try to scoot, and when he goes to adjust, I pinch my elbow, and I go into that same sweep, okay? And so I'll give you a different angle so you can kind of see what our legs do and what our arm does. So again, here I'm losing because I drop my knee shield and he gains smashed high. So I start to scoot, and then when he goes to correct, notice he went his hips over my hips here. I pinch my elbow to keep him from being able to post his hand, feet together, and I just windshield wiper my knees to sweep. And you may ask, well, what happens if he posts his hand? What happens if that little trap doesn't work? And so it's no big deal. Maybe I go to trap, he posts his hand, I have an underhook, and then we're getting right back into our knee shield, and we're able to just go right back into that sweep. And as long as I'm keeping my knee shield locked and I'm keeping him from getting this hand on my head where he can walk all the way around my legs, I'm gonna be in really good shape, and I'm gonna be able to play this guard and kind of play this sweeping game a lot. And what you'll find is eventually, when you get good at attacking that near side, it starts to open up your crossbody kimuras, starts to open up your underhooks of the leg, and open up your sweeping game on the other side of the body too. So this is something super simple that I think everybody should add into their game. And the beauty is it works both gi and no gi.